First, just a few questions. Why Bulawayo?
Bulawayo is called the city of kings or queens for the simple reason that traditionally we are in an area where our well-known famous kings resided in this place. So it has a lot of cultural value to us. There's a lot of communal understanding amongst Number two, Bulawayo is in the province where most of our tourist attractions are. The natural wonder of the world, Victoria Falls, this province. The Wange National Park, which is the biggest park in Zimbabwe, is in this province. The Kame Ruins in this province. The Matopos, the balancing rocks are also in this province. So a lot of our tourist attractions are here. So it makes sense for us to go here so that people can then travel by bus, by car, to all these tourist facilities. And also, lastly, because we have these beautiful structures that we can utilize. In Harare, if you remember last time, we used a very small contact center facility. But here, we hold these grounds, which allows us to do whatever we want and show the improvement in the
Are there then plans to improve the infrastructure here? Because as it is, there are only like 2-3-star hotels here.
Yes, and I think also it's important for this city to improve as they get more tourists, as they get these functions coming to Bulawayo. Then the more reason why they will build something. Already we have 4 hotels we are expecting to build before 2010 and start with the pipeline. And I think it's a project investment. You then distribute the wealth as you develop these structures, and the communities here also benefit from as well like this.
These investors, are they within the country or foreign investors?
Well, we understand 2 other world. Yes.
Are you trying to get more interest from foreign investors to come into the country?
We always do. But I'm one who believes that charity begins at home. I want the people here to start first and say, we are proud of Zimbabwe, we are proud of Bulawayo, and then the foreigners will come because they understand that it's a good place to invest, it's a friendly environment for the country.
As an industry as a whole, how is tourism doing?
Tourism as an industry, we are always looking for better numbers. We are always looking for those numbers. And I can never say I'm happy. I always say there's room for improvement. Last year and the year before, I probably had 1 million. This year I have 1.5. But I know I can get to 5 million. We're always hoping to get more. Am I satisfied? Yeah, I'm satisfied with it. Am I happy? No. I want more people. Tourists now. Seasonal every day, every month. I want to be fully booked.
Yes, you have huge potential here. You're the envy of the whole of Africa because you have the infrastructure here, and yet they're not being filled. The rooms are half empty and that is
half full.
Half, however you want to look at it. But from your perspective, what challenges is the tourism industry here?
I think we are having a paradigm shift where originally our clientele was a selective clientele. We were not looking at group tourism. We didn't want mass tourism in this country. We always wanted 2-3 people who paid high, and that was it. Now we've opened it and we've said, what's the use of having 500 rooms when you say you don't want more than 20% because there's too much noise, because there's too much movement. We want them to have peace and tranquility in the garden. We don't want to be interrupted in the dining hall. They must. So we are moving from that thing. We are now saying, hey, it's important now that 10 people pass by as quickly as possible, dinner time and breakfast time. But before, you'd have one family and the whole hotel is almost closed. That's how we used to do it. But now we are changing. We're now saying, look, let's open it. Let's have more groups. Before it was impossible for you to bring 10 people in a group. We'll make sure we limit it to 5 to 6 because that's what we're targeting.
Do you think there's also a shift between the luxury tourists to the more budget tourists now?
Yes, there is. Before we didn't allow budget tourists. We didn't allow the backpackers. Okay? We would not want them.
even a tourist with a $10,000 can't go too far.
This is it. But now we understand that we have to let the students come, let the backpackers come, let it there be numbers, and there be more people. So that's the shift.
Food shortages and climate change are two of the world's two big problems right now. Where does Zimbabwe play into that whole?
It would interest you to know that I was the chairman of the United Nations Commission.
So you know that United Nations have taken on this issue.
And I served chair the commission for a year. And the main issues that we really have been about the dedicated water and sanitation was climate change. Climate change does affect us in a great way. We've seen the patterns of seasons change. We've seen summer not being summer as we used to be. We've seen winter change. We've seen winter getting warmer. We've seen certain flowers that we used to see at the time change. And we had to adjust and adapt because this affects our season in terms of harvest, in terms of the rainfall pattern that have now changed. So that affects not only us, but the region as a whole.
Do you have specific programs?
Yes, we have programs in terms of mitigation programs and adaptation. Adaptation merely saying how do we adapt to the new climate that we have, and if so, what should we put in place that we need. And that is what we're doing. We are now introducing crops that we didn't have in certain areas because we've now seen the shift in terms of weather, in terms of rainfall pattern. So that is adaptation. In terms of mitigation, we are now saying how do we stop the erosion, the drought situation that is created by the climate change. That we now go in terms of plantation, new plantation, and in the plantation we must realize what kind of fauna is acceptable to the dry region and how they protect the erosion and the degradation of life.
Shifting to another question.
No, that's enough. Let him take his question. What do you mean that's a no?
Go ahead and ask your last question.
I have two more questions.
You ask two more questions.
The message to average tourists that you're transacting in US dollars and that there's slow connectivity in the internet and the cell phone coverage is sporadic and there are power outages every now and then needs to be conveyed to the average tourist. How are you doing that?
We always do through our offices, through the agents that we work with, that information is getting provided. I think it is important for you to understand that as you bring stories, you more or less are answering. Because the availability of monitoring, the availability of brings with the benefit of the improvement.
Right. Okay. My last question. I believe your great leader is a deeply misunderstood man. And I would love the chance to be able to interview him. So help clear up some of that misunderstanding. In your power as a tourism minister, would you be able to facilitate that?
We always do, but it depends when and how.
I'm here till the 18th.
No, not just for himself. So I mean, for all of us, we'll be interested if we can clear the way for once to get back to Harare by Monday.
Well, the vice president is coming on tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss. Okay. And I'm sure he's a lovely man. He will.
We'll quite appreciate it.
We'll talk to the vice president.
Remind you that.
Yeah. It will be sad for you not to